Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It's very, very quiet. And today this is probably going to have to be a shorter episode. I think I'm just going to continue with Noah's side story here, and hope that I don't just get annihilated by 60 hours of cutscene. So let's pray. Let's pray it's not too much. As long as there's a break in between the cutscenes, we'll be good. This is probably going to have to be a 30-minute episode, because I'm recording this day of it going up, because one of my other series, a recording session took 6 hours yesterday for one video. But I'm trying to finish some things off, so that I'm not doing 5 things at once anymore. But come on, team, squad. Bam. Let's do it. I wish we got the cool mechs when we walked across poison like you do, Sagiri. You're just always in the mech, but I wish we just pulled out Levnis's when, or Farron's rather, when we walked across poison. Would be neat. That's those big lads. They're staring ominously at me. Very cool.
Good to see you again, Noah.
I knew it. Chris.
Thank goodness. I'm so happy to see that you're still an Offseer.
Chris! Come out! Reveal yourself!
I'm waiting in the throne room. Take your time. I want you to come up here. Then I want you to play that special melody.
Chris!
I'll be waiting.
Damn it, Chris.
I'm fine. We need to go up to the throne room. Chris is waiting.
God, why you gotta be such a jerk, Chris? I thought we were crew. Alrighty, well I can just circumvent those big idiots. I was like, what is that stomping around I'm hearing? I thought it was one of them moving around, but it's just it's just Sagiri. You make the stompy stomps as you move. Alright, up to the throne room. This reminds me of some of the architecture used in like Tales of Arise.
What kind of place is this?
As well. The Ascension Hall. That kind of... It's castle, but it's still like kind of futuristic tech castle, I guess. Alrighty. Well, let's hit it up. And see where we're headed.
I first met Chris on the day of a homecoming.
I remember.
A short time later, I put in to become an Offseer. And then, we met again.
The name's Noah, right? I'm Chris. Starting today, I'll be your personal tutor, alright? Let's begin.
Hey, Chris. Tell me something. Back then, on that day, why did you look so sad?
Which day?
The day of homecoming. In Colony 14.
Ah, I see. So that's how I look to you then.
The others looked so happy. And the soldier, he was so pleased about it. But not you.
I think he probably felt content.
Content?
He had lived through it all, fought hard, and in serving his colony, he found purpose. I find it's quite a tragic thing.
But why? I mean, it was time for him to return home.
What do you think that entails?
Huh?
Reaching your life's expiry date? Surviving through so many battles?
Well,
Do you honestly believe he was happy to disappear for such trivial reasons? That his smile belied no doubt? To me, he looked ready to cry.
Huh.
Being unable to choose his end, merely accepting what comes next.
Chris.
There's no joy in a contrived death, Noah.
Contrived death, huh? At this point, I get him. Kind of, at least.
On that day, he shook my belief. Was I really content? Content with the path I'd chosen to follow? And then he chose for himself. His end would be by his design. I need to know. What was he thinking back then? And why now? Why has he appeared before me?
I mean, I think Chris's reason for turning Mobius is pretty honest, pretty obvious. If he's fed up with the idea of people not being able to control when they die and just dying for pointless reasons, it makes sense that when he got offered the chance to become Mobius and, you know, break out of that mold, of course he would take it. Much the same reasons that Noah did. He was just tired of being stuck in that and feeling powerless and seeing the same things and losing the same friends over and over and over again. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Especially, you know, when you have memories of your previous life, as we've seen some of them do. They have, like, small recollections. At some point, people would just get fed up with it and be like, I hate this, and I'm willing to take any way out that I possibly can. And it seems like in Chris's case, it was effectively seeming like we're pointing that he committed suicide, basically. Chose to go out on his own terms. And then he got the option to become Mobius after, so...
Chris.
Seriously, those Mobius snuffers can really do one.
So much to see, huh?
God, we're just getting a ton of XP just by walking. Yeah, this definitely reminds me of some of the later game areas in Tales of Arise, that's all I'll say. Although those were much more white. They looked more like Agnian things, I suppose, because Agnian likes the white color scheme. And Keves likes this, like, black gold or like navy gold. Kind of hard to tell here with the lighting, but it's like a very, very dark blue, I want to say Kevesi stuff is. Like, yeah, like looking at your Levness here, it's like a... guess it's... yeah, see, it's got like some blue looking bits on there, but that might just be your blue lights reflecting on it. It's like black gold, navy gold, that sort of thing. I think it leans more closer to black as far as tone goes. But, colors are weird. It almost looks like it could just be like an extremely dark blue. Alrighty, so... I can't help but notice a vent over here. What? Hi?
On my mark?
On my mark? What? Is this just a swift exit out of here? I guess so, huh? Yeah, it's just an easy way out. Okay, cool. I mean, thanks. Yeah, and we're back here in the throne room. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. Well, we're back, and I see there's two characters sitting over there. Is that the queen? I think that's the queen. Alrighty. They repaired you.
Chris.
Ouroboros, you dare to appear before me once again. Do you not value your lives? Such idiocy. You should never have shown your faces here again. But you leave me no choice. For sullying this consecrated ground, I will see to it that justice is served.
What a terrible din. Only an imitation. Its empty words could never ring true. Let me hear it, Noah. I want a true melody.
Consul Chris. Here we go. And you use like the same kind of weapon as Lance does, like the big shield sword. Much too big to be called a sword. It's more like a giant slab of iron. Boom. Alrighty. Well, you're hurting me a lot, but we're only 4 levels higher than you, so that makes sense. You do hit a little bit hard here. I do wish I had a different talent art for you. I do wish I had that. I should get you the Grace. I'll get you Grace talent art. I haven't heard Chris and Noah banter at each other, but at the beginning there I wasn't listening to be fair. Once we build up to this chain attack, that's when the big damage is going to come out. If I can get this break now? No. Alrighty, there we go. Boom. Let's go in there. Alrighty. You're toppled, nerd. There we go. Chris did manage to survive, but you know, we had a pretty good chain attack because ooh, thank you for that. We had a pretty good chain attack because Sagiri's pretty powerful using her in the early rounds. I don't really like in the early round to get really high super easily. I can basically always guarantee a Bravo with that. And then after that, it's mostly just using Tyon and Noah because they just do more damage. Oh my god.
How sonorous!
Holy. Okay, Uni, please. Thank you, Uni. Okay, yeah, get the spark up. Believe me, I am. Okay. Let's, my god. Let's, buff everyone here. Boom. Big damage. Hit him, Tyon. Kablooey. Blew you down and everything. Let's, swap to Uni here. Boom. There we go. Eat it, nerd. Interlink OP.
Why, Chris? Why become Mobius? Tell me, what would possess you to side with them?
So I could see you again, Noah.
But why?
Your sworn mission is to change this world, is it not?
Yes.
And is that because you're unhappy with the way it is?
It's wrong, and we have to correct it. That is all.
I see. So relentless desire is what drives you.
Desire?
You fight for betterment, for ever greater aspirations.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing at all. It's human nature, after all. But you still don't understand. There's something you must learn.
What's that?
To be content with one's lot.
What do you mean?
Don't you see? Only the strong can ever hope to reach the fabled horizon that you seek. Your words must be backed up by strength in equal measure. Winner's logic.
But birds, what can they possibly know of how a lowly worm feels?
Then, what would you have become of the weak? Would you abandon them? You would refute their everything? End their story there?
Mobius are the ones doing that.
Noah, what you're trying to achieve here amounts to the same thing. You really think freeing Origin will revive the world and solve all of our problems? You must surely have heard from the Queen of Agnus the truth of this world.
So what then? You're saying the Queen's lying?
No, surely not.
Then what?
But there is no guarantee. If the Queen is wrong and the world is not created anew, what happens then?
Huh?
What if this is some flight of fancy? What if you've been taken in, staking your lives on a whim? Who's accountable? I ask you that.
Well,
I think it's still the right thing to do.
Oh?
It was your smile, Chris. I get it now. I know why you were smiling back then. I'm good here. I get what you meant now. You asked me once if I would keep moving. And my answer,
Tell me, Noah.
I will. To the end. So that I can treasure those final moments.
Final?
When that hour is upon me, I want to look back and smile. Then I'll be good. And to come out smiling, we all have to choose where our lives take us. For our future selves. And yet, lack of choice is enough to break a person. They struggle, suffer, clawing their way through endless fog. A world without choice, that's wrong. If death is a lie in this world, it deserves to end.
So you'd rather perish along with the world?
I just want to cut this world free from Mobius.
Whatever the consequences.
Yeah. Otherwise, the Queen would never have told us the things she did. We take everything as it comes, and we're afforded so little. Still, no matter how slim a chance we might have, it's a chance. So if that's an option we can take, then I'll take it.
Noah, your melody, I hear it loud and clear. Now show it to me. Your conviction and your smile.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go in your form, but no, you're gonna get into a mech. Okay.
You're dealing with me.
I heard Noah say something, I believe, so I was holding off there, but alrighty. I'm surprised we managed to hit you with break that early. So yeah, I mean, what you're saying, it makes sense. You kind of have the same philosophy as the conservatives in the city have. They would rather maintain things how they are right now, because they're in a good position. And screw everyone else, they want to maintain how things are now because, well, I'm safe. Screw the other people. I got things set up pretty well here, so let's just maintain this so I and everyone that's currently already fine can be fine, but you're not going to help the other people that are still struggling and everything. So it's a very selfish kind of logic. I understand where they're coming from, but they're mostly just afraid and selfish, and in like Zed's case, probably just wants the power and such associated with it, along with a lot of other Mobius, but a lot of them are just sad and desperate to have things be better, so I understand where they're coming from, even if I don't agree with it. A lot of the ones you can see that are clearly just, what's the word, they're the effect of how this world works and the systemic problems with it, like Shania, Yorin, and Chris here. and even in. So, yeah, it's definitely another case of the ones at the top kind of taking advantage of the ones at the bottom and even convincing some people at the bottom that, hey, my way's the right way. I can at least ensure your safety. But, alright, I was holding off on that chain attack because I wanted to get my full thoughts out here, but, ooh, if we could get the topple, that'd be dope. Yeah, you're down. Daze, maybe? Daze, maybe? I will just, there we go. Beautiful. Don't burst him, not yet. I want to burst him to get rid of the rage, so. Let's do this again. There we go. Consul Chris is almost down. Pretty high damage. Yeah, I was hoping we got the burst. Yay. Fortunately, you're gonna kick into
I know just where it hurts the most.
Enraged right there. Yeah, I was waiting on that. So I need to do that again. I don't think I'm gonna have the opportunity to do so though. Hopefully the things you do aren't too scary. Can't get the break off. If I can get that off, this would be a lot easier. Because I really need to hit you with another burst before you do something too spooky. You're on me. Ooh, I managed to save myself just barely. Can we daze? Can we daze? I have burst. Oh, damn it. If we could have got it, that would have been amazing. Uh-huh. Random buffs. Quick tune-up. Uh-huh. There we go. Go ahead and hit him with, one of these. Anybody have a smash? It'd be pretty cool if somebody had a smash. Kablooey. At least I got that damage out while you were, go ahead and do that. There we go. Alrighty. So, yeah, I'm still very hurt. Just hoping, Lance, could you put down, thank you. Really appreciate that. I do not need to use that chain attack, so we're just gonna hold off on that. You're almost dead. Ooh, get out of the way of that, whatever that is. Kablooey, big damage. I was hoping the break would go off. We have Supreme Sword. Bam. Onto your own Mobius form, friend.
It's a beautiful song, Noah. Noah, the one who made me Mobius, was said. And it wasn't just me. J too, and N, and M. All of us were human once. And Z changed our very being.
Why? Why would he do that to you?
For that, you'd be best off asking Zed himself. But listen, Noah. I think in the end, I was happy to have become Mobius. How could I not be, after hearing such a wonderful song?
Chris.
Mobius are an entity bound by the confines of this world. Strong, yet somehow fragile. And in their fragility, they crave only the now, fearing to tread even a single step towards the future. I chose the path of the Offseer because I had a thought. The sender and the ones being sent. I wanted to learn exactly what it was that connected them. Though we may be forgotten, our feelings live on. It is through our melodies that we carry them on. I think I once told you something to that effect.
Yeah.
There's a place doing just that. The city.
The city is?
The many lives born of the city. Lives whose existence was never recorded in origin. They are our future. They themselves are proof of the coming winds of change.
I think I see.
They are our hope. Just as you once were. They too are the product of Ouroboros' will. And that is something that can never die.
Chris, you knew everything all along.
Noah, one last thing.
Aren't you gonna?
You really do play the most beautiful tune. Go now, Noah. Sing your song for all to hear.
Okay. I do find it interesting that Noah specifically, like, you knew everything all along, Chris, but a lot of the information Chris was talking about at that specific point, I mean, wouldn't that just be stuff Chris found out when he became Mobius, like origin and stuff? Maybe Noah was talking about you knew all along that the world was messed up, basically, and you didn't agree with it. Maybe that's what you were talking about, but when Chris was talking about, like, oh, the people in the city are keeping our memory alive and they're our new hope, and talking about origin and stuff, I'm like, that sounds like Mobius specific knowledge, not something he knew before this. But I don't know, maybe I'm just interpreting that wrong. I also feel like that scene probably would have hit me a little bit harder if we'd had a little bit more time with Chris. Chris was kind of an enigma for most of the game, so we just kind of knew Chris was, you know, Noah's mentor and that he was going to be important at some point. I thought we were going to have a bit more build up than that to it before he just kind of bites the dust, but
Noah.
Huh?
So those things Chris said, what was that all about?
Finding value.
What now?
Chris, when he played his Offseer song, he conveyed his wish to me. His wish that I would come to find value in all things.
He entrusted it all to you, Noah. Ergo, the rest is history.
Yeah, but it's so.
Sad, isn't it?
I'm going. For sure. His wishes won't be in vain as we march on Origin.
Yeah, so Chris put his wishes onto Noah and everything like that. I do wish that Chris, you know, hadn't became Mobius for that. He said that Zed made us Mobius, but as far as I understand with, like, Shania and Yorin, I mean, you still have to accept it, right? They can't, like, forcibly turn you Mobius. It's a deal you have to accept, so... Kind of wish you hadn't did that. You said the reason you became Mobius was you wanted to hear Noah's song again, but I think in reality you just wanted Noah to be the one to finish you off. As like a passing the torch moment. Hey, no talking during the movie.
Do you truly want it thus, O ye voices? Then let me enunciate, emphatically so, the rules to which this world adheres, for the benefit of us all.
Screw the rules. Rules suck. Fairly Odd Parents taught me that. That was dumb and for, like, nobody but me. Well, I guess Fairly Odd Parents is a pretty popular show. Alrighty. Quest complete, side story Noah. After battling and defeating Consul Chris, the party acquired the last Origin Medal.
There's been changes to colony relations.
Been changes to colony relations. Keves Castle's been updated. Yep, we destroyed their flame clock. Didn't actually show us destroying their flame clock, but actually was the flame clock? Yeah, wasn't it like the Agnian one where you got into the mech? That was the mech that Chris got into. And destroying that was technically the flame clock for the castle. I want to say that was what happened. It's fuzzy. But I want to say the flame clock for Agnus Castle was in the mech Neo was piloting. So I think that's what Chris hopped into there. Because I was like, yeah, we didn't actually have the cutscene of Noah slashing the flame clock, but I think it's because the flame clock was in the Pharaonis that was being piloted. Alrighty, well... before I forget, let's go ahead and go into the interlink and give you a little something something, Noah. So, Sultry, here you go. What do we want to grab from you, boo? Arts canceling, reduces heat gauge buildup? Sure.
I'll share this with you.
What?
There you go. Alrighty, well, this episode ended up being a little bit longer than I would have liked, but it's ending at a fine time. It'll just get up late today. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And I'll see you next time for
It's
some more.
vital to keep a record.